Hi guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my April money diaries. Not too much going on this month, honestly, but I don't want to skip out on one of these videos for you guys. If you are newer to my channel, hi, hello, my name is Carter. I love filming content about getting through my life in my 20s unfiltered, and also financial content because no one talks about that. And I film monthly reset routines in which we reset our budget from the previous month. I also sometimes will include like a whole separate budget with me video. And then about halfway through the month, I love filming these kind of money diary videos, which are kind of like a mid-month check-in almost, super inspired by Zoe Pritchard. I absolutely love her videos. I say this in every video, but super inspired by her. And we're just gonna sit and we're gonna kind of do a mid-month check-in on our finances, see where we're at, chat about it, talk about anything I'm going through that is like financially related, and I really hope that you guys enjoy it. I don't think this month will be crazy long, only because a huge chunk of our month was our trip, which I filmed a whole separate what we spend in Disney World video. If you haven't seen it, I think it's pretty fun and informative, and go check it out. But April, we're more than halfway through the month, which is kind of crazy. I am like so underspending, but I think it's normal when you come back from vacation that you don't really need much. And I find every time we come back from vacation, I'm like, okay, I want to save all of my money and go back on another trip because I love experiences. And it's so true, but we're getting to summer here. We're probably not going to do much traveling, but definitely super under budget. I do have my computer with me because I wrote down some notes, and I kind of just want to like look over my budget and see where we're kind of at for the month. I guess this is kind of also just like a general update video. So first thing I wanted to talk about was kind of my plan. You guys know last month I talked about really struggling with, once you've paid off your debt or your like original goal debt, and then you've saved up your emergency fund or your savings, which for me was like a $10,000 emergency fund, I'm kind of at a loss for what to do next. And so so this month a huge goal of mine is paying my car insurance up front, which, it's this is the thing about money, is it's so personal and people just make different calls, and that's okay. But I talked about how last month I didn't want to pay my car off early because my interest was so low that it made more sense to invest that money. But then I'm going and turning around and paying my car insurance up front, which only has like a 1.3% interest rate. But that's just because it's such a big monthly cost, and since I took such a big pay cut to work part-time and focus on YouTube, I kind of want to lower those monthly costs. So my car payment is like $140, and obviously I'll work towards that, but it's not the biggest priority right now. So mid-May I'll be paying off my car insurance for the year, which I believe came out to about $3,300, which it went down so much. If you guys don't know, I had an at-fault accident and a speeding ticket, and I technically have like a sports model. I have a Hyundai Elantra, but I have the highest model, so it's considered a sports car. So my car insurance was $390 a month, but it went down to $276, which is really, really awesome. So I'll be paying that up front in May, and that'll save me 1.3% interest, but mainly it's just to get that big chunk of payment off of my paychecks every month, and that can go towards something else. So that is the first update, is I got a price for that. I've shopped around already, and that is the best price I will get, since I do have like a speeding ticket, an accident, just all that fun stuff. So be safe when you're driving, okay, please. So that's the first update. The second is home renovations are starting, and I'm so excited. So that is my next mission, is to have all that money saved up. We are going to IKEA this week to put in the final numbers for our kitchen cabinets and get a quote on our countertops. I've already started a spreadsheet, and we kind of know roughly how much it'll cost us. We have a pretty small kitchen, and overall, including the main flooring, we're budgeting about $10,000 total, which is $5,000 each. That's really exciting. So I'm really excited to get the ball moving on that. That's a big update, and I'm going to be vlogging the whole IKEA kitchen process for you guys, including numbers and stuff. So be on the lookout for that. The only thing is we just have no idea what the timeline is going to be, and I'm sure we'll get more information this week. But we did the online design, and right now our kitchen cabinets are looking at around 4,700 Canadian, so it's not too bad at all. We, like I said, have a pretty small kitchen. And then in terms of countertop, we're just doing a cheaper countertop. We just don't have an interest in doing like granite or anything expensive, since this is not our forever home. So I have no idea what to expect for the countertops, to be honest. We also don't have much counter space, so I don't think it'll be too much, but I literally have no idea. So we'll just find out on Thursday. Flooring are probably about $1,500 to $2,000. Once again, we don't have the biggest house. So that's exciting. And that's nice is that you can put the work order in, but you only get charged when they deliver things, and it really depends when things are in stock. So of course we want to have the money ready to go. And I technically do have my $10,000 emergency fund I can pull from if I need to, just to kind of pay off the card and then replenish. But I really want to try and have that home renovation fund funded. But like I said, we'll get a better timeline on Thursday, but that's just kind of like I have the blinders on and like that's what I'm focusing on. A few questions on why we would continue with home renovations if we want to move in the next few years, and that's just because it's going to increase the value of renting our home. So if we move to the US temporarily for work, we would just rent our house out here. So it just increases the value of our home, not just renting, but overall just equity and all that stuff to pull when we get our next house. So that's kind of a home reno update slash what my next big focus is on. I'm really pumped about that. And then after that, the plan is to just start dumping money into the house and like the mortgage. Once again, our mortgage rate is super low. I think we're at like 1.8%. We locked in at a really good 5-year rate. But while our interest rate is super low, I just want to throw money onto that mortgage and kind of get that lower and lower if we can. Which once again, to some people, you might be like, hey, well, your car payment is a higher interest. You should pay that off first. But Matt and I've talked about it. Great lengths, you know, it's what works for us. I do share my financial situation on the internet, but I do still get a little bit of privacy in the sense that that's just what we want to do, and we've talked about it, and that's kind of our plan. So kind of next few months plan is to get these renovations going, funded, and done. We did not want to take out a line of credit to do renovations. We really wanted to wait until we had the money, and that's just personally how we wanted to do it. And then we're going to kind of tackle the mortgage and kind of any other short-term things that do come up. So those are kind of the what to expect in terms of like budget videos and kind of what's coming. The next thing I wanted to talk about was my spending guilt. My spending guilt, I even wrote some notes because my spending guilt, I've been reading a lot of articles and trying to repair that relationship. And it's funny because watching my vlogs, you wouldn't think I have spending guilt, but if you look at the things I'm buying, it's typically stuff for like the house and for Matt, not for just me, besides books. But when it comes to larger purchases, I have such a bad relationship with money. I read a really great article, I'm gonna link it down below. It talks all about money dysmorphia and just kind of the link between financial reality and your practices and kind of an objective and subjective wealth relationship. It's a really great read. I'll link it. But this all started because on our Disney trip, Disney came out with a Coach collection, and I have a Kate Spade Disney wallet, and I love it, but it's bitten the dust. I've had it for like 4 or 5 years, and I've used it all the time. Like, I just love it. And it's funny because back in the day, I did not have an issue spending money on myself, but now that I've kind of healed, or I am in the process of healing my relationship with money and kind of being more practical, I have a really hard time spending money on myself in like bigger quantities. I really struggle to spend money on myself, which is kind of ironic because I feel like I make decent money for my age, but I'm so ingrained in having a bad relationship with money. Just from my like point of view, I had such a bad relationship with money that now all I want to do is like save, and I don't want to spend on myself. It's one of those things that I constantly feel like I don't have money when I do. Okay, back to the Coach Disney wallet thing. Anyways, I really wanted this card holder when we were at Disney. I just couldn't justify it, and Matt was like, if that's what you really want, go for it. Like, Matt is so supportive, but he was like, Matt is a really practical person in the sense that he's like, okay, well, you use it. Like, you can't just buy this wallet and then just continue using the one you have at home. Like, you have to use it and buy it at Disney. And I told myself, it's available online. If I'm thinking about it again in 2 or 3 weeks, I'll reconsider it, because I try and follow like a 2 or 3 week rule when it comes to big purchases. And so I treated myself and I got it. But the thing is, because of kind of this like weird relationship with money I have, know that I can buy this wallet, have money left over to save and money to pay my bills, but I am just like in this constant state of anxiety of like, I could have put that $100 to good use somewhere else. You know what I mean? So that's kind of something I'm struggling to do. And like, I was thinking how I really wanted the matching purse for it. I've never had a designer purse in my life, and I feel like Coach is not even really designer. Like, it's kind of like on the lower end of designer. Like, we're not talking Chanel, and it's like a $400 purse, but I love it. It's just, I love the colors. I think I would use it a lot, you know, but I couldn't bring myself to get it. So for now, I didn't buy it, but I bought the wallet, which is like a stepping stone, and I'm actually really proud of myself for buying the wallet. But I'm trying to get out of this like worst case scenario mindset, if that makes any sense. I think I try almost too hard to not get caught up in lifestyle creep, And so then I feel guilty spending anything. And then I think another anxiety I have is I wake up every day scared YouTube is gonna leave, and I'm really trying to get out of that mindset. Like, YouTube is not going anywhere anytime soon, but I am just so scared. Even though I save so much of my YouTube income and, you know, I'm really good with my money, and if it were to leave tomorrow, like, it was a good run, but I'll be fine. I'm so scared. I'm anxious every night. You know, what if I wake up and all my brand deals get canceled? Or like, what if I wake up and YouTube just disappears? Like, I'm so anxious, but I don't know why, because I've set myself up for like, okay, I have a savings and we're working on paying things off, but I'm trying to get out of this like negativity mindset, and I feel like I've made good strides to have an abundance mindset, but I just want to let you guys know that it's not always sunshine and rainbows. And like, I feel like the last month I've just lived in a constant state of anxiety with money. One thing I wanted to read to you guys from that article that I'm going to link says, shit happens and every resource of the world can't shield you from it no matter how much you save. And I thought that just really kind of like touched my heart and my brain, I guess, in the sense that it's so right. Like, you can do everything right and like shit's still going to happen in the world. So that's just where I'm at. Like, it's not a sob story. It's not a feel bad for me moment. I'm just being raw because I know that I was making good strides in terms of kind of shifting to an abundance mindset versus a scarcity mindset. But I don't know. Maybe it's normal if you're like partially self-employed like I am to just be worried that that income is going to leave. But that's kind of where I'm at. So really anxious, and part of me is like, when the wallet comes, I'm going to return it. But I'm going to try and just like enjoy it because I deserve it, and it's a treat. And I really want the purse, but I can't bring myself to get it, which is just, people can buy like $13,000 purses and I can't treat myself to a $400 one. Anyways, those are probably some of the bigger updates for you guys. Like I said, this isn't gonna be a long video. I just don't have a ton to talk about, but I wanted to make sure I updated you guys about that. And also, so I got my new credit card, which I talked about in my last video, that I got the RBC Avion Infinite credit card, or Elite or something, and I'm just waiting for the first month like cycle to be done, because I technically got it at the end of March, started using it the beginning of April, so I'm waiting for that first cycle to be done to see how many points I accumulated. I'm super curious to kind of see that, because I want to say I got like 30,000 welcome points, which is kind of crazy, and I'll be saving that for a trip. But I'm curious to see kind of what the number is, and I'm hoping this fall we'll take a trip. I don't really know where, but I want to do another weekend trip like we did at the New York City for our anniversary, maybe like Boston, or I don't know, something kind of close by to travel to. But I'll save those points for that, which is super fun. But I'm trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to talk about. It's not even a con of being a creator, but just something that, you know, you just deal with, is I am currently waiting for like $5,000 of payments, honestly, and it is what it is. April was a really slow month again in terms of, I got a lot of brand deals for April and May, but I still haven't been paid from anything from February or March. So I'm just kind of sitting and waiting for some payments to come in. So it was a little bit of a slow month budget-wise, which is why I was a little careful with my spending, just because I knew that my AdSense is the only constant, right? And so my AdSense this month is going to be kind of divvied up into a few different spots. I obviously went on vacation. I don't get paid vacation anymore, so I need to supplement that income and start putting money aside for the kitchen and / paying my car insurance. So yeah, slow month, but it is what it is. You can't do anything about it. I feel like that's honestly all I have to talk about. Like I said, it's not like I feel like a super exciting one, but that's just kind of where I'm at. Super slow month with payment, working on my financial anxiety still / spending guilt. If you guys have any tips for spending guilt, leave them down below. I'm really curious because your girl obviously is going through it. Hope you guys enjoyed nonetheless. I know it's probably not like the most positive money diary video, but this is real life, and some months are prettier than others, and this month was obviously a huge high. We went on vacation, went to Disney World, but you know, still working through getting out of that scarcity mindset, that, you know, financial anxiety, financial guilt, and all that stuff. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you guys have any topics you guys want to see in future money diary videos. I love to kind of switch up between like a specific topic and also just kind of talking about the month. So let me know, but I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye!